I'm always disappointed when you go to the Asian Cup and you don't win it. I don't understand how you don't. I don't look at Son as a Korean player. I look at Son as one of the best players in the world. I think he could win titles. He could play for the best teams. I spoke with Son. Son told me there is a good Korean guy playing in China. A little bit of money like this, Tottenham decide not to do it. A few years later, the guy is playing for Bayern Munich. When they go especially to the Asian Cup or to the qualifications for World Cup and so on, they have to embrace the, way, not scared, not nervous, and go with everything and put everything on the pitch.
And talking about the tournaments, I know you've won many leagues in different countries, but you're also very special in tournaments. People call you God of Tournaments. What makes you so special, so successful in tournaments?
It's to play one match at a time. You don't think about the long term. You don't think about the match you are going to have in 1 month or 2 or 3, because you don't know. Maybe that match is the last match that you play. I don't like the expression, but I don't find another one. Is live or die. When you go to the knockout, is live or die. And then what are you ready to do to live, or what you are not ready to do, die. For example, a big coach and a big friend, Ancelotti, when people were saying, against Man City, you finished the game with 6 defenders, but Real Madrid is in the Champions League semi-finals and Man City is out. And to win a match, if I need to finish the game with 7 defenders and 2 goalkeepers, I finish with 7 defenders and 2 goalkeepers. So these are the kind of things when you go to the knockout. It's not about selling philosophy. It's not about wanting to look great in the eyes of the world. It's about doing the job. So this is the pragmatism of the knockout. The knockout needs pragmatism, not philosophy.
꿈과 집착에 대한 내용들이 남아서 사실 축구 팬들뿐만 아니라 굉장히 많은 문학가들도 설레게 만들었던 그 기자회견이 있었는데
that Barcelona was the best team in the world, and still now is one of the best teams. I've been in Barcelona myself for 4 years. I know the culture, I know the rivalry, so I know that for them to win the Champions League in the Bernabeu was an obsession. I knew because I've been there. For us was not an obsession. For us was just a dream. A team with lots of players in the last year of their careers, almost in the end. Materazzi, Toldo, Cordoba, Zanetti, Stankovic, lots of players in the end of their career. The club 50 years without winning an European title was really a dream on the positive way of doing it. And there is a difference between the dream and an obsession. So I think I got the point there.
자, 안에 있어봤기 때문에.
But I think the key point was how to stop Messi. How did you manage to control Messi, and how Barcelona Guardiola was using Messi?
It's not true. The key was to score 3 goals against them.
And how did you do that?
Playing amazing. So people focus on the second game, But the key there was the first game we beat Barcelona 3-1. They were winning every game. They went to Milan and they lost 3-1. Then yes, Messi was still is, but at that time was that incredible player. We had a strategy, and we had two Argentinian players that knew him better than anyone from national teams, Zanetti, Cambiaso. Messi was more on the right side. He was facing Zanetti. When he was coming more to the inside areas, he was facing Cambiaso. So both of them, they did like a little cage just to try to surround. But Messi, you don't stop individually. Anytime you played against Messi, and I was lucky or unlucky to do it so many times, is very hard. It's very hard.
야, 우리가 숲을 얘기 중에 우리가 좀 나무에 관련된 그런 궁금증도 있었는데.
지금까지 감독님이 지도한 선수들을 보면 정말로 개성 강한 선수들이 많았거든요. 그런 선수들을 어떻게 하나로 만들어서 원팀으로 이렇게 만들 수가 있었는지 그런 부분, 그런 비결이 궁금합니다.
You need to be lucky. You need to be lucky in find the right people. Then I think it's a mission of the coach to make everybody feel important. And you don't make feel important by talking. The players don't want talk. The players want show me. Am I important? Okay, show me. Show me that I am important. If you remember, for example, at Manchester United, I played the Europa League with the second goalkeeper because I told him, "You are important. I want you to play. You are too good for never play. So I'm going to give you the group phase of Europa League. 6 matches. These 6 matches you play for sure. And we go to the quarterfinal. People start saying, "Oh, now Romero is going to be on the bench. He played the quarterfinal." Then we go to the semifinal. Now De Gea is playing the semifinal and play Romero. And when we go to the final, everybody says, "Okay, big match, final. The first goalkeeper is going to play." No, Romero played. Wow. So these are the little things. You have the player on your side all the time. Then Romero could be on the bench 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 matches. I showed him, not by talk. I play him the final. When the final ends, he come to me and he just told me, "I was never respected the way you respected me, and this is the first time I'm not the first goalkeeper." So these are the kind of things that you have to manage, but you have to find the right people, and you have to find also the right structure in the clubs, because a coach is as good as the people he has behind.
Among all the players you had, like all the superstars, of course, can we speak a little bit about Xabi Alonso? I mean, what he's achieving right now is amazing, and I saw some interviews already from you, like why he could be or he could become a successful coach. But did you see him as a player being so intelligent tactically, or having some other skill sets that can make him become a successful manager?
Not every intelligent player is going to be a good coach. Right. There are different things. He was, of course, an intelligent player. He was a player with a good understanding of the game. He was a player that liked a lot communication, questions, answers, doubts, why we do this, why we train like that. So I could see on him this question mark philosophy. And then he did it on the right way, I think, because he went to Real Sociedad working with the kids, not rushing direct into top football. He felt in an intelligent way that he needed to go step by step and learning the way. I think he did everything the right way. And of course, his career nobody can predict, but history was done. And when history is done, nobody can delete. He did absolutely fantastic to win the title.
But he said, like, regardless of your titles and your fame, it only took him 5 minutes in the first meeting to just notice and feel the greatness of you, that you're the top manager from the beginning.
But also his greatness. Do you know why? Because he didn't present himself with that profile of a Champions League winner. He presented himself as another player in the group. And these are the kind of things that, you know, make a player great. He was not asking for anything else different than the other guys. My philosophy is very simple. Every player is the same. You know, so I cannot treat Xabi Alonso or Casillas or Sergio Ramos because they were world champions. I cannot treat different than Nacho or Morata that were the young kids in the club. So that's the way I am. If a player understands that as something that deserves respect, then great. Then great. We are on the same page.
사실 그 본인도 물론 엄청난 훌륭한 감독이시고 주변에서도 그 많은 감독들을 좀 지켜본 입장에서 좋은 감독을 정하는 덕목이 3가지 정도가 있다면 어떤 걸 혹시 생각하세요?
To be like myself, I don't think is a good advice. Because to be like myself, you take risks. You take risks. I think a good advice would be don't be like myself. Because to be like myself, you have people that loves you and you have people that hates you. And I think the best advice is to go in a direction where you go and you can walk and people doesn't understand that you are walking, you know. So I don't think the world now is ready for too much honesty. A little bit more fake is probably good. So I think a coach now, the first thing I would say to a coach now is get the best PR that you can get. You need a big PR. You need a fantastic use of the social media. Don't go to one single press conference without being completely controlled. You know, somehow there is people lucky enough to have this kind of jobs and they look amazing.
감독님이 인터뷰를 정말 잘하시잖아요. 근데 감독님이 여태까지 인터뷰한 내용 중에 이 인터뷰는 좀 지우고 싶다 또는 이 말한 거는 좀 후회된다 이런 게 있을까요?
사실 그거 보고 저도 입덕한 건데 그렇게 말았는데
Sometimes stupid quotes.
So, is there one quote that you regret saying? You wish you didn't say it?
So many.
So many.
Yeah, for sure. I don't remember because I don't stay with that with me, but for sure.
저희가 또 한국에서 그냥 오지 않았습니다. 영상을 좀 몇 개 준비해왔는데 이게 한국 팬들이라면 사실 모를 수가 없는 영상이에요. 그런데 워낙 또 그 선수들에게 직설적으로 말씀을 좀 잘해주시잖아요. 그래서 이 영상을 보고 한번 말씀 좀 부탁드려도 될까요?
괜찮은 거죠? 보여드려도.
이게 손이 좀 떨리네요.
겁나는데요.
불안하긴 하거든요.
Where I'm going to watch it?
Here.
Here. It's first one.
Okay, so what happened here is he's a defender for the blue team.
That was a
He
cross.
just made his own goal.
Yeah.
And even the broadcasting company, they thought he scored for his team, not the own goal.
The way he scored.
So they put the number up and then they changed the number back in. We say like the opposite of Puskás award.
Yeah, but he was unlucky, eh?
unlucky.
What would you tell him?
I would tell him because he makes a big effort to try to intercept the ball. He was, you know, I always say something, if I can explain to you. You are a defender, and I am an attacker. This guy here, he could just don't touch the ball, let the cross go. He tried, he stretched himself, he dived for the ball. It was just unlucky.
You criticize more the guy who was pressuring the guy with the ball.
Yeah, the guy closer to the ball has to close the distance, has to press, has to try to stop the cross. It's not his fault. He is just unlucky.
전해줘야겠네요.
원희 형 이거 들으면 진짜
It's just unlucky.
So he used to play for Wigan Athletic, but this happened when he went back to Korea and he was criticized for last 10 years because of this goal.
So you need a coach like me to protect him.
He'll be
Okay.
Next one.
Next one.
자, 두 번째 겁니다.
So this is a famous Korean player who participated also in the 2002 World Cup. And from that success, he moved from a Korean club to Real Sociedad. And this is the first press conference that he gave, La Presentación. And he says, I will succeed here at Real Sociedad and I will go to Real Madrid. What would you tell him if he was your player and joined?
First of all, I would be very critic with the media department of the club. The first thing you have to say to a kid that comes from Asia is to tell him, hey, we are not in Spain, we are in the Basque, in the Basque country. For them, historically, politically, socially, means a lot. You don't mention anything else apart of, so he has to be prepared.
Yes.
An experienced player to a press conference, because you know you cannot say something like that, you know.
천수 형도 이 말씀 들으면은 되게 약간 마음이 많이 짐을 내려놓을 수 있을 것 같습니다.
자, 마지막 영상?
네. The last one
아,
that we got for you.
이건 어떻게 설명해야지?
What would you tell to this defender who made tackle like this?
A reckless tackle.
I would say, first of all, a diet.
무리 감독 앞에서 너무 하찮은 태클을 보여줘서 너무 민망하네요.
내가 민망해 손이 떨렸어.
This is a friends tournament, right?
예.
I'll tell him to go home. You know.
사실 축구를 엄청나게 안 좋아하더라도 이제 무리뉴 감독님의 이름은 알고 있을 정도로 굉장히 유명하세요. 그런데 그게 또 궁금해지는 게 그럼 과연 팬들에게는 어떤 감독으로 남고 싶은지가 좀 궁금하거든요.
Never thought about it.
Never thought about it.
No. No.
Special one?
I don't care. I don't have any ambitions regarding to memories. You know, I start coaching in 2000. I will finish, I think, by 2035, 2040. I will win from the beginning until the end. I will always win. The people that loves these clubs, I will be remembered by some guy that come here and give us some happiness. And then the most important of all is my personal feelings, my happiness with my life, with my job, with my football passion, with my football professionalism. But I never thought about.
결국 마음에 남는. 사실 한국 팬들이 무리뉴 감독님 엄청 또 기다렸습니다. 그러니까 이게 진짜 나오느냐도 막 고대하면서 기다리셨는데 그 한국 팬 여러분들께 끝으로 한 말씀 좀 부탁드리겠습니다.
No, the words are very simple. I just thank for the respect, for the love. I hope that one day, instead of you come to me, you ask me to come to you, because I would love to.
happen.
I would love to go.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
I would love to go.
Wow.
와 진짜 좋다. 우리 선물 준비했다고.
This is a small gift that we prepared for you. Korean word for top manager is like the direct translation is like a big general of the army. So we've actually made a portrait.
Oh,
Your image with an ancient Korean general.
야,
thank you.
Maybe the arrows there. Somebody, I don't know who. Iker Casillas or something. No, it's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Thank you.
It's just a portrait of yourself being a Korean general, like a Korean top manager.
Never dies.
Never,
Never dies. Doesn't matter how many arrows.
yeah,
You see?
never dies.
Thank you.
like you.
Thank you so much. You know that when I was the Chelsea coach,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we used to come to this hotel
Yeah.
before matches
Yeah.
because the stadium is just
Yeah.
around. No? This was my room.
아 진짜?
I mean, that's why we picked it. we thought that this should be your room, so that you feel comfortable.
This was my room.
Yeah.
우리 집에 초대받은 거네.
You're
This was my
invited
room.
to your old house.
Thank you so much for
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Oh,
Pleasure. Thank you. See you in Seoul.
See you in Seoul.
yeah.
Yes.
Bye everyone.
좀 눌러봐요 거기.
됐어.
됐어. 나는 나오나.
안녕하세요 부장님.
부회장님 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 네, 고생이 진짜 많으세요.
아니에요. 부회장님이 준비를 너무 잘해주셔가지고 무리뉴가 대박 날 것 같아요. 그럼 이제 저희 뭐 얘기 다 했으니까 가면 되는 거잖아요.
아니에요. 아니에요. 제가 또 준비한 게 또 하나 있어요.
왜요?
지금 런던 계시잖아요.
네.
한사모 회원분이 또 거기 또 계세요.
아 한상호가 이렇게 커요? 어디? 또 있어요?
토트넘으로 가시면 되실 거예요. 네, 그분이 담당하시는 지역이 호주? 호주?
호주에 토트넘이면 설마?
네, 설마.
오, 진짜 커요.